welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at Tasteful Touches again, new stamp set which comes out in just over a week's time on June the 3rd. And we've done the flower, we've done the feather, we've done the leaf. Now we're going to use this little sort of background piece and we're going to use the sentiment, "You are the best." So I've cut I'm going to put a little piece of scrap down because I'm going to need that. I've cut a card base which for me is 5 1/4 by 3.5 inches, and I've got a little rectangle from the stitched rectangles. It's the third one up from the smallest, but anything that you want to go in the centre, and we're just going to do that because I want to have it coming up a little bit. So let's take this sentiment, "You are the best." Haven't used this one yet, so let's just get it out of its case and take the little backing off. And I think it'll fit on, yes, it'll fit on this block, so I just need to make sure that it's nice and straight. Like that. Bit difficult to see for straight for this on these sorts of angles, so I'm just going to get it as straight as I can, and I'll do a tester piece. And I'm going to do it in, I haven't got my colours out, so I'm going to do it in soft suede because I like it's a little bit softer than doing it in the black. And let's see how, yes, that's perfect. So I want this to go onto the centre of this little piece, which is going to go up there. So "You are the best." Perfect. And let me just get my Simply chamois out. It's quite hot today, so I need to probably just make it give it a little wash because it's a little bit dry, but it'll work. It'll work. Okay, so that's the piece that we need on there, and then we are going to take this little mosaic piece out that we want. Do need to clean that up, it's a bit grubby looking. And okay, so it's this tiny little mosaic piece, and again I'm putting it on the B block because it's quite small, and I'm just going to take it as sort of straight as I can, but it is a very, if you look at it, it's quite an abstract image. Some little bits are sort of missing and stuff, so it's not going to be, I don't want it to be perfect, if you see what I mean. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the actual card base that we're going to use, and we are literally just going to randomly stamp this. And that's why I say randomly. So I'm putting them in different positions across the card at different angles to start off with, and sort of turning them around so we get different places. And it doesn't matter if they're not perfectly straight or in line, because it's going to look like old sort of tiling. If any of you have been to places like Greece or Cyprus or where they have these beautifully old tiled mosaic floors and things in their ancient buildings, they are just beautiful. Whoa! There's me throwing the stamp about. They are just beautiful. So I'm really trying to get it as sort of abstracty as I can. And also I'm not worrying about this centerpiece because this is going to go in on there. So I need another little one up on here off the corner. And we'll take it, now we'll take it that way up so we get 3 in on there, like that. Okay, I think that's probably going to be about right. And then I'm going to put this one in here. So what I want to do is to try and just put just a couple in on here. So we'll have one sort of in the center like that. We can have another one in that way, and we'll have another one just sort of up on the corner like that. I think that'll probably, I do need to balance it the other side. It's one of those things playing around. We'll turn this one off on the other side. There we go. Okay, so that's what we've done with that, and they look lovely, but they don't look like the mosaic tiles that I want them to look like. So we're going to, and this is why I chose the soft suede, we're going to then take a variety of different colours, and you can do them with whatever you want really. Let me just take that scrap piece out because we don't need that anymore. But I'm using an aqua painter because it's the easiest thing to work with, and you can take some ink. So let's start with something like Melon Mambo, and you just need to literally on the edge of your block just put a tiny little bit out. I say tiny because you really don't need very much at all. So I can pop that one back on there because I don't need that one. And then with our aqua painter, you're just going to pick up just a little bit of the colour, and you're going to just in the centre, just randomly colour in the centre part. Okay, so it doesn't have to be, you can see what a tiny amount you use, but what I'm doing is on each one of them I'm going to take, and I'm putting them in different places, just doing the centre part. And I'm only doing the centre part because obviously it's water based inks, and if you take it too far, what's going to happen is it's going to ruin the other part of it. It's going to bleed through, so that or bleed across, so that you then don't have what you want. But you can see on each one I'm just taking one of the colours, and as I say, you can go sort of as quickly as you want. We'll have one in like that. Okay, so each one has got one, and then I'm just taking a bit of kitchen roll, cleaning off my aqua painter, taking that, and you can see I'm still wasting a little bit, so you really don't need very much at all. You can also take some of our marker pens, so let's do one with marker pen. And I've got crushed curry here, so this time you're just going to scribble just a little bit on your block, and again then just pick it up with your aqua painter, and this time we're just going to do them across with the yellows. So as I say, you can do them in a variety of our mediums, and I will turn around and show you as many as I can, I think. The only thing I wouldn't do it with is blends, because the blends will make it look a little bit too, they saturate it too much, if you see what I mean. And this, we want it to look like the mosaic tiles. So that's one on each one of those. Let's make sure we've got some in on this one. But again, you can see just a tiny little bit of colour is all you need. So we've got, that's all of those. So that's in our pens. Clean the brush off on here. Okay, and so the next one I'm going to use is with our watercolour pencils. So let's take what colour should we take on here? Let's take a Pacific Point. So, and this time all I'm going to do is to very quickly just sort of scribble some colour in on each one. And you can see it's a fairly quick process. You don't need to spend a huge amount of time because it doesn't have to be perfectly accurate in there, because as I said, the stamp itself is quite nicely abstract. So that's that on there, and I might actually do another one. So what have I got on here? Pumpkin pie. Let's have that one in there as well. So these are the watercolour pencils because they work quite quickly. And literally just one on each one. Like that, and then I can take my aqua painter and just bleed them through. So we'll have the Pacific Point first, although I've done it quite lightly so it's not coming out quite as dark as I might have liked it, but it'll work. And you can see I'm just literally giving just a little bit of colour in on there, and then clean that blue off, and then I can go into the pumpkin pie and just give that one a little bit of colour. And take those ones through. Do it in on this one. And that one. Don't know whether I did the, don't think I did the, that's better. Oops, little one on there. Okay, and then I'm going back to blocks because I want something quite sort of dark. So I'm going to use the Pacific Point in the ink itself because that will make it a little bit darker. That the pencil will give you a slightly softer look. This will give me a darker look. So let's put that one out, and then I want a, let's have a Granny Apple Green in there for the next one. So this is Pacific Point, and we'll take that because that's going to come out quite bright, which is quite nice. And again, it's entirely down to you where you put them. I must admit, out of all of them, I prefer using the inks rather than the pencils if you want a quite nice sort of bright look on it. So let's do that one on there. But as I say, you need the tiniest amount of ink up on there. And I'm doing them random, so as I say, they look that sort of lovely multicoloured look. So just get the ink out of there, take that one in, and then what was the next colour I was going to have? The green, wasn't it? So this is Granny Apple Green, which is quite a nice vibrant green. I have a little bit on there. Oh, that's stiff today. There we go. Get my aqua painter out again and start up on this side. Yes, I like that one. And in fact, I might just do a couple of that green because I quite like it. It's quite bright, and then there won't be as many to colour in. So you can do more than one if you want. say some of them you'll need, so I'm putting like 2, maybe even 3 on some of these to just bring it in, because I wanted it quite sort of bright. We've got 2 greens in there, haven't we? So let's take one there. But you can see I'm not spending too much time worrying about how much is coloured in, because, as I say, the actual stamp itself gives that really sort of slightly distressed look in there, which is great for the backgrounds. But this, I think, works beautifully. I'm going to up on there, that one in on there and on there. So I think just one more colour will probably do after this one, and I might go for a purple, because I haven't got any purple in on here, have I? And purple's always quite nice. So that's given a bit of the green, and you can see if you put more of one colour than the other, you'll just get a little bit more of a variation in on it. Highland Heather or Gorgeous Grape? Let's go Gorgeous Grape, shall we? That's quite nice and bright and vibrant. So let's have that one, tiny little bit in the corner, and then that should, I think, be the last one. And as I say, most times they will come out a little bit different if you do it randomly. Oh yes, that's quite nice, quite dark. I might need one more colour actually on some of them, because there's little bits that are next to each other, and I don't want the 2 colours next to each other. So just sort of taking this one, that can go on there. And you will find sometimes you'll forget to do a colour in one place, but it doesn't sort of matter hugely. Let's take that one there, that one there, that one there. I think I've done all of the ones on there, haven't I? Oh, there's a couple of little ones there. There's one there and there's one there. So those are all, oh no, there's one little one up there. Okay, so those are all completed, yep. And we just need a little bit more in on this one. And I think I'm going to go, what colour do I want to tone in with? Let's take fairly randomly, I'm going to take, let's take Bermuda Bay. That's quite a nice sort of greeny blue, isn't it? So that will be our last one. A little bit of Bermuda Bay on there, and then we can just do the last few. I've got one up here. Oh yes, I like that colour. In fact, I like all of the colours. You could do it with all of the new in colours when they come out, and then give it as a sort of swatch card to somebody so that they can see all the different colours in there. I say the inks haven't come out yet, so that we're going to be able to get them the same time as everybody else, hopefully. Right, so that is all of the colours, isn't it? Yes. So we've got no little spaces left. Just clean that one off and pop its little lid on so it doesn't dry out. And then we can clean that off. Okay, so let's get around to, let's put my pencils away. There we go. So we've got a little bit more space in here. So then what I would do is to choose a background that I like. I might do something pretty bright. So what about Melon Mambo on the back? I think we'll make it nice and bright and jazzy. And then we can put this piece on with a dimensional in the center like that, and I would probably cut just a little border in the pink to go round there. But you can see how pretty it makes the card, and you can put it, as you can see, so that it almost sort of matches up and makes a really fun, interesting card. So thank you so much for watching me as always. Do stay safe and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.